Alright, so one of the last missions you're going to get on the actual free seasonal character is to take a character to LR. And if you haven't paid attention or really played much of the JP or KR one, then you may not know the best way to get LR characters and the fastest way to get LR characters. And trust me, boys, even if you're free to play like myself here on JP, it's very easy to get LR characters. It's just the first like week or two when you're trying to build up your account. It's a bit difficult a little bit, but over time, especially if you are free to play, you get abundance of resources sometimes to where you actually may run out of characters to even level up. So before we go through that, let's go over how to even take a character LR. All you have to do is play with the character. Now, each time you do a PvE quest, you're going to get some bond, and each time you do it, you're going to get around 100. And you need a lot of bond. You need a lot of XP farming to do it. You can send the gifts, which you can buy or get some through some free events, but you're not really going to have too much of these, so I wouldn't really worry about it. But you may actually have some gifts, so at that point, you can just send it onto the character. But the more you play with the character, the more you're going to get. Now, normally, if you're farming a bunch of quests, like the actual gear dungeon and the EXP quest, they're going to give you around 100 per run. But if you actually don't know, if you go towards the actual patrol stages, so anywhere on the map, it doesn't really matter as long as you do patrol stage. The harder the stage, the more bonds you are going to get. So make sure to farm one relatively close towards your CC. And you can see right now, once we actually just skip ticket like 3 stages, you'll see right now we're going to get around 320 per run. In comparison, if I was to play through the actual gear dungeon or obviously the EXP farm, I was only going to get around 120. And I also can't even skip ticket. So it's kind of the big thing. And this is going to be by far the best way to get LR characters fast because the bond is normally the thing that takes the most time. But like I said, after a few weeks of playing the game properly and knowing what you're doing, then you'll probably have something like my account right now where I'm free to play. We have over like 100 tickets. You can then do 10 out of like 11,000 stamina. And you can see right now, when we do skip ticket on JP, you can level up a bond very, very fast. And you can see right now, we're getting 540 because it is a harder quest. However, right now, there is a buff event going on because it is the half anniversary in JP. So there is a little bit of an increase. I believe doing the hard one would be around 420, 450. So definitely, if you can, try and farm the hard stage as much as possible. Obviously, other days, you're not going to have that many skip tickets. So make sure to do the 3 times clear, which will clear the run once, but give you 3 times reward, but obviously costs 3 times the stamina. But yeah, doing that will give you the most actual bond per run, but you can actually increase it. Going over with Charmy and definitely do this when you're doing early days. I didn't really do too much on actual JP, but I kind of regret it, so I'll be definitely doing it. But if you speak towards Charmy, go towards the cook section, you can see there's actually a bunch of food you can make that will give buffs that you can actually eat before you go into battle, and you can do this when you auto, I believe, as well. And the one we're looking for is obviously the bond collected. There are other ones like a Yule, which you may want to do when you farm Yule a little bit. Gear drop will be very important when you're farming gear, but when you're farming bond, you want to go towards the bond section. Now you can see the material you need. This is the rare one, the crab. Now don't worry, when you do run out of crabs, you can still actually make the spicy seafood stew, which only give 10%, but once again, you can kind of farm this infinitely because these materials are a lot easier to get. Where the actual crab, if you click on it, you can see you can fish it up, which is still kind of rare because the percentage is quite low, or you can go towards the town and you can actually buy 10 per week, so not a lot basically. You can see I've already bought them. It only costs a bit of gold, but definitely buy some onions, buy as much of the food as you can. It's only like what, 10k gold. It's yeah, generally not a lot, so just buy as much as the fish as possible. So after you get all your materials, you just go to Charmy, make the food. We can skip it right now. So since we've now made the spicy seafood, if you go towards the location again, you can see once we actually equip the food, which I know some people had some confusion, I haven't got a comment about it. But yeah, right up it, you can click the icon and do boom, and then select the food, and you can see right now 50% is on. And you can see as well, even when you skip ticket, which is quite nice, it will actually use the food. So if we do one run, we previously got 420, now we're getting 360. It's only going to give 50% of the run you actually do. So technically speaking, the better run you can do, the more bonds you're going to get per actual food. So maybe save the 50% ones for the actual later stages, and instead just do the 10% ones because those are easier to make. But of course, in order to actually farm, you're going to need a lot of stamina. So the best way to get stamina, which I'm sure most of you know, but some of you may not actually know too much here, is you are going to get a free pack each day. So make sure to collect that. I'm not actually too sure what it is because I've already collected it. But make sure every single day, because it does reset, you go towards the main pieces, go towards growth, and it should be towards the front, but I've already bought it. You can see you can actually buy daily stamina with the actual duplicates of the rare characters. You're going to get a bunch of these. Maybe early days you might be a bit scarce. Like right now, I'll run out in about a few days' time. But that's only because I've done like 3 summons. But honestly, after like a week or two, you'll probably have abundance of these and you'll be buying every single day. And that's where you're going to get a lot of stamina to where you may be like my JP account where you have over like 10,000. And of course, claim your free skip tickets each day. I wouldn't use them too much because you can just auto farm. It's not too bad. Maybe save your skip tickets for when a new character drops and you're a bit impatient, and then boom, you can just skip ticket like how I am right now, where if you get like the new Noel, for example, and you don't want to wait, you don't want to bother waiting, you can literally just skip ticket and get a bunch of actual bond. And then once you do get them to level 10, then you can stop and then use the character LR. Once again, very, very simple. I don't really struggle too much on JP now. It's a little bit annoying because it does take a few minutes each time you get a new character. But once again, like I said, the more you play the game, the easier it's going to get. When it comes to choosing what to farm, definitely should be geared later on, especially when you start to get good sets. But I feel like sometimes definitely go towards the EXP, especially when you know a new banner's coming. Thankfully, we know characters are good because we are following the JP and KR schedule. So we know in 17 days, we are going to be getting Summon Noel and Charmy, who are going to be 2 must-summon characters. So you can kind of prepare for it in some way. And we do have leaks on JP and KR, so if you follow content creators or even like just a general Black Clover mobile community, you'll know when certain characters come in and who to summon for and when to summon. So you know, you can stock up on the actual EXP parts because, like I said already, or have I said, I'm not too sure. I might say my last video coming out later today. Taking a character from level 80 to level 100 takes so much EXP potions. You want to stock up as much as possible to where hopefully it's not a struggle. Okay, so this is going to be a question I'm going to get asked a lot here, and that is how to get the shared mage pieces. In order to take in a character to LR, every character has to go through an awakening before they can actually be promoted, and that will cost, obviously, the shared mage pieces for SSR, SR, and obviously rare characters. Rare characters you're probably not going to use because no one's actually that good. But honestly, some SRs are good. So if you are watching the video and you want to actually build up a team, I've been saying throughout the whole, like, my channel for these past few days now, one of my biggest tips is to at least work on 1 or 2 SRs, because one, they're going to be easy to level up. Like Charmy, when I actually rank her up or promoted her, I don't have to use any of the shared mage pieces for obviously SSRs. You can just use the actual rare ones, which are a lot easier to get, obviously. And honestly, some of the rares are actually good, and if not even better than some SSRs. So if you get Finral, if you get Valtus, you get Charmy, you get Soul, if you want to use her for like a tank character and gear farming, definitely save your actual resources and start working on at least 1 or 2 SRs, so you're not just restricted towards SRs and you may be a bit level capped because you cannot get. To get the shared mage pieces, you only get 2 per character, and you do need 4. So you're only going to get half the material needed for 1 character, so you do have to get the half somewhere else. And you can obviously just buy them, but also if you just play the game, you're going to get a bunch of achievements and actually progress. You're going to get quite a few of these, I believe. You can see the more you rank up, actually we just receive all here. We're going to get slowly, but you will eventually get it. You'll progress towards the actual shared mage piece and get that one. By far, one of the biggest ones is going to be the actual limited time Noel's Rage, which is only open for 12 days. And you only get 3 attempts a day, and you have to hit a certain limit. Now, you can just get them to drop on it. I believe if you go towards harder stages, you will get 1 as well. So you definitely want to try and get as much as possible so you can hopefully try and clear them and get some drops. But you can see if you go towards the ranking, which is how much you want blocking, and you can look at the rewards, you can see your accumulated score. If you do eventually get around 8.4, you are going to get 1, which once again will help out, right? Anything free to play will help out a lot here. And you can see I got 1.3 and I was only 1 day of farming, and I only did the easiest quest. So as I progress through the next few days and weeks even, I'm able to actually probably do the hard stages and I get more points. I believe I've got like 6k per 4k per run. So when you get hard stages, you're able to get this a lot easier. It isn't available now, but for the first week of the game, you're going to get a lot of rewards. As you can see about the promotion of this little challenge right now, the 7-day mission, you can see you're going to get 1 anyway, so you can pick up some there as well. And I believe in a week or even a few days now, we're going to get a new raid boss with drop some as well. So there's a bunch of ways getting it. You just got to play through the game and play with a bunch more SSRs. To be fair, there'll be sometimes when you don't want to rank up a character like Jack right now. I probably will rank him up because I will use him in some boss fights. But if I don't want it, for example, you can just kind of max out his bond even if you wanted to. And I can then just take his bond pieces. I mean, you can get 1 level 2, which is very easy to get. The second one is a level 7, so a bit time consuming. But if you have a bunch of SRs you don't really plan to use or want to use, like you got Nozel, Leo, for example, you can just get into level 2, take that actual mage share piece, and then use it onto another character that you actually use. But yeah, boys, that's going to wrap up to the video. If it did help out, then do hit the like button. And if you guys are new, then definitely subscribe for more Black Clover content and more Black Clover, guys. Boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.